that they have been exposed to His written law, the guilt is even greater. Now, it says the wrath of God is revealed against such a society, such a nation. What does it look like? Here it comes in verse 24. God gave them over. This is God letting them go. This is judicial language that is used to speak of a prisoner being turned over to those who inflict punishment on him. God in His wrath gave them over, let them go to the things that they desired without restraint, gave them over in the lusts of their hearts to impurity, so that their bodies would be dishonored among them. What happens in a nation that God abandons is a sexual revolution. It becomes sexually perverted, becomes sexually preoccupied. This is because, verse 25 says, they exchanged the truth of God for a lie and worshiped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. So when you have a nation that has been abandoned by God, there will be a sexual revolution. Verse 26 adds the second stage. For this reason, God gave them over to a degrading passions, for their women exchanged the natural function for that which is unnatural. And in the same way also the men abandoned the natural function of the woman and burned in their desire toward one another, men with men committing indecent acts and receiving in their own persons the due penalty of their error. And that last one may well speak of AIDS or any other venereal disease that inflicts homosexuals. The first step evidencing the abandonment of God is a sexual revolution. The second is a homosexual revolution. And the women who hold on to normal sexual conduct because they have a built-in mothering instinct are the first to lead that parade. In Romans 1, it's the women who exchange the natural function, and then the men. There's a third step. Verse 28, just as they did not see fit to acknowledge God. Again, he keeps going back that they didn't acknowledge God, that they did not hold on to the truth but exchanged it for a lie. Again, rehearsing the cause of this. But the third step, verse 28, because they didn't see fit to acknowledge God any longer, God gave them over to a depraved mind, a mind that doesn't function. There's a kind of insanity. A nation abandoned by God has a sexual revolution followed by a homosexual revolution followed by insanity. And insanity is when you think you're a woman and you're a man. Insanity is when you think there are 100 genders. Insanity is when you make laws to protect those who are out of their minds. Thinking you're a man when you're a woman puts you in a category of someone who thinks he's a potato chip. This is judgment. This is the wrath being described in Revelation chapter 1. This is the cycle. A sexual revolution, a homosexual revolution, and then a mind that cannot function. It can never find its way back because it is not rational. That irrationality is embedded in behavior, cultural expectations, and even laws. Does that sound familiar? People sometimes ask me, do you think judgment's coming to America? No, it's here, and it's been here for a long time. And now it's entrenched not only in the culture, but in the leadership. They're as insane as the most wretched people in the culture. And that insanity dominates everything. How do you find your way back? You don't.